Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. Today I would like to bring you the Healing Tarot. Now this is not a new deck. I think it's about 5 years old. Hard to read the black writing here on Schiffer. But I think it's kind of a unique deck. And I was looking for something that I could get, for instance, an overall view of my health. And I know this is something that is frowned upon if you do not have a license as a physician or some kind of medical license. But for myself, I thought this would be a really good deck to work with. So it's called the Healing Tarot, 78 Ways to Wellness by Juno Lucina, illustrated by Monica Knighton. And it's a really neat box, actually. If you look at the front of it, they've got it set up to look kind of like a briefcase. And then the bottom, the side, which says 78 card tarot deck and guide focusing on health and wellness, upright and reversed card interpretations based upon the traditional astrological, Kabbalistic, and archetypal aspects of each card. The companion guide may be used with any standard tarot deck. And it is a Schiffer product. And then the top just is kind of a repeat of the bottom. And the back, how do we heal? The Healing Tarot, 78 Ways to Wellness, utilizes the wisdom of the tarot to answer this most fundamental question. Tarot is a tool for holistic healing of the entire person, spirit, mind, emotions, and body. Here we find a spiritual study of what each tarot card imparts about health from astrological, Kabbalistic, archetypal, and traditional perspectives. 78 whimsical line art illustrations focus upon the lessons tarot offers about health, diet, fitness, and wellness, with an emphasis upon bringing balance to the body, mind, spirit connection. A comprehensive companion guide details upright and reversed meanings for each card, inviting readers of any experience level to accurately perform wellness readings for themselves or others. Okay, so there's the basics with the box. We have a ribbon here that opens the box. Clever. And the box opens like a briefcase. So here is the handle that I showed you. And it opens like a briefcase. So we first have the Healing Tarot book. And this book is, I have to say, quite intimidating in that it's so full of information that there's no way you could possibly retain it all unless you read the book over and over and over again for a while. And then we have a typical Schiffer card. Other items that this particular author has done is the Kingdom Within card deck, and then the Alchemy of Tarot, Practical Enlightenment through Astrology, Kabbalah, and Archetypes of Tarot. So this is not her first project. So I am going to take out the cards, which we have. I'm going to have to tip the box, I think. They do have a little thing here, but it doesn't quite go deep enough for me to get to the cards. And we're going to set the cards off for a few minutes, get rid of the box, and take a look at this guidebook. All right, so in this guidebook, it has quite the table of contents with the introduction, and it covers all of the major arcana, the court cards in Chapter 2. Chapter 3 is the minor arcana, and they do pentacles, wands, cups, and swords. And then we have tarot spreads for health and healing, an acute illness spread, a healthy zodiac spread, and diet/fitness spread. And this author says, when it says acute illness spread, that isn't as though you have a disease or anything like that. This is something that is happening right now. For instance, you have the flu or you have the cold. So anyway, This covers a lot of information. Tarot and wellness in the introduction, medical astrology and tarot, well-placed versus poorly placed cards, and it gives you information about that. The Kabbalistic tree of life, tarot in black and white, how then do we heal? And then it starts chapter 1 and begins with the Fool. Now, one thing I will say about this book, it has amazing information in it, but for older eyes like my own, even with glasses, this writing is so small. And I mean, it's just tiny. So there's been a couple of times, and also the coloring of this with the black writing of the quote. I actually have to get a magnifying glass to see this. But the information on the Fool goes, and I will show you how much information is given on the Fool. To here, and then we're back to the Magician, or then we're to the Magician. So page 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, and 13. So that's quite a bit of information for each of the cards. And then when we get to, let's see here, the minor arcana, well, excuse me, we'll go, I think, to the court cards first, because that's what comes first in the book. We have chapter 2. And the King of Pentacles, it gives one page for each court card, it looks like. So we've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So one for each court card. And then we go into the minor arcana, and it appears that we have one page also for each of the minor arcana cards. So we will pull, and okay, there's no way that I can read all of this for you for a single card, okay? All of this information is definitely usable. I think for now what we pay attention to has to do with the astrological connections. And for this one it says for the Fool card, the unexpected, or excuse me, for the Fool card, it's Uranus, the unexpected, which rules Aquarius, or the star. And it says Uranus brings unexpected health events into our lives, from pregnancy to accidents. This card may also herald diseases out of our control, like tumors, epilepsy, or stroke. Because Uranus rules power plants, technology, and electricity, the Fool card warns of health problems resulting from long-term exposure to some form of radiation. And I'll show you the card here to give you some idea. And so it is black and white, and it is line drawn. And they have the tower, which would show radiation. They have a cell phone, which would show radiation. Not really sure what's behind him. And in comedic form, they used, instead of a dog for the Fool, they used a hot dog with feet. And hold on, I gotta grab my magnifier here so I can see what it says on this book. Secret diet. Okay, it says secret diet on this book. And let's see if I can Insta diet and quick loss are what these say up here. And caution. I don't think there's any words under that caution. No words under the caution. So it gives you some clues as to what the Fool would be about. So let's continue here. Specifically, the Fool governs the involuntary autonomic nervous system and its ailments, contractions of the lungs, pumping of the heart muscle, and therefore circulation of the blood with high blood pressure, and movement of food through the digestive tract. This card consequently rules the pineal gland, for it regulates sleep as well as the fundamental hormones of the body. As you probably guessed from the picture of the Fool, he is prone to sudden accidents, especially falls from great heights. Okay, so as you see, he's about ready to step off. Unanticipated injuries due to electrocution, explosions, lightning, or natural disasters are also his domain. Psychologically, the Fool may bring dis-ease from fear and feeling out of control of our lives, worry about our children's health because of our inability to control all aspects of their lives, or conversely, fear of the very nature of childhood's innocent explosions of energy, risk-taking, and chaotic wildness may arouse sicknesses within us. The Fool indicates illness resulting from an unstable, volatile inner world, or conversely may suggest the search for drastic, dangerous change, presenting as eccentric and erratic tastes in food, physical pleasures, and lifestyle choices. Now, I know that is a lot, but this author also made sure that there was something here to make it a little less daunting. So she gave the traditional interpretation because the cards can also be used as they're meant to in Rider-Waite-Smith form, okay, reading normal tarot. So traditional interpretation for the Fool is infinite possibility, childlike simplicity, wonder, innocence, and discovery, a new beginning or spiritual journey, need for caution, watch out. Upright health meaning, be careful of accidents. Now is not the time to take any risks. Don't make any rash or extreme changes in diet or fitness right now. Signifies any health issue resulting from loss of control, like problems with nerves and degenerative nervous disorders, any illness caused by radiation, from cell phone to sun exposure, or seizures. May discuss the health of a child in your life. Look to surrounding cards to give more information about the child's illness or wellness. Remember yourself, your bliss, your ecstasy. Go into the emptiness. This is your path to wellness. And then we have the reversed health meaning. You feel trapped and out of control of your body and yourself, as well as the events and people in your life. Failing to fill the emptiness that your life has become, you have begun to desperately seek excessive control, excitement, risks, distraction, and drama to compensate for your unstable inner world. Stop fixating upon your body, your problems, what you lack, and what's wrong with your life and this world. Instead, focus upon dismantling the lies and stories you tell yourself to justify your suffering state by opening yourself up to all the ecstatic possibilities of existence. So that's quite a lot for these cards. Quite a lot. So once we get past the minor arcana here, she takes us into tarot spreads for health and healing. So we have an acute illness spread. We have a healthy zodiac spread, which I'm very fascinated with, and the diet and fitness spread. And then a conclusion here. All right, so let's move on to the cards here. And I have to say, Schiffer, 5 years ago when this deck was created, okay, I'm not really sure if they were tarot creators to start with or not, but their card stock leaves a lot to be desired. It's kind of plasticky feeling, and they stick together. The cards stick together. It's like suction almost. Regardless, I think the cards are very valuable in their own right. Too bad that they weren't done by someone, a different company, or, you know, maybe produced again a little more friendly. But I'm moving down here so you can get a better look at these cards and how interesting they actually are. So we've already covered the Fool. We have the Magician. And without having the book, I can't tell you what everything on here is or what it means. But we have eyeballs in the bucket. We have all these formulas. So if nothing else, this deck is an exploration into things that you maybe have never thought about for the Magician, because it is based on health. So we have the High Priestess. I might as well just leave it lay there. The Empress. The Emperor. I find this interesting with fighting individuals down here in front of him. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. Now this one did crack me up, because instead of opening the mouth of the beast as a normal strength card would have, she's keeping the mouth of the beast closed because there's fries and burgers here down in front of him. Sense of humor. The Hermit. And this is not a parody of the tarot deck. This is just attempting to give clues about the meaning of the physical portion or the possible health portion or illnesses that might be there. I'm going to look on this book with my magnifying glass. It says fixations and other neurosis, dangers of diarrhea and constipation, ulcers and hernias. So that's what's written on these 3 books. And he has Gray's Anatomy in his hand. And if you notice, there's the medical symbol in the light. Wheel of Fortune. I also have to say, these are really cool cards, but again, they are very busy. So they might not be everyone's cup of tea because they are busy. But if you really want to do a study of the deck itself, there's a lot to see in many of these cards. For instance, we have the scale on her back. She has black and white chess pieces in her hand, the sword here, a cup of tea, I'm assuming, and a spoon behind her. So various things to see that you might not notice if you don't look closely. So that's Justice. The Hanged Man. Again, this is an interesting one. There's a syringe here with some kind of something in it. And he's holding a pill bottle that says, nope, can't read it. There are letters, but I can't make out what they are. They're not really complete. So there's the Hanged Man. Death. And you can see, interestingly, somebody on a toilet up here. There's people in sick beds here. There's a nurse with a baby, I think. So there's a lot of different things in these cards. Temperance. And let's see, this says cortisol, and what is the other one? Insulin is this one. And the one, he's pouring in 3 different cups here. So we've got blood sugar. So cortisol, blood sugar, and insulin, all in this area. Okay, the devil. So we've got dairy here. Cheese, milk, and ice cream, I think. And over here, I think we have fries and, I don't know, maybe it was chicken wings because I see little bones. Okay. The tower. Now with this one, we have a human hand with a knife cutting into this tower. The star. The moon. Now this is definitely a super, super busy card. We do have a skeletal dog here. Another one lying down here on a blanket. Yeah, and I think we have a lobster coming out, or yeah, coming out of a shell, or a hermit crab, one of the two. Of course, the moon, and so many other things. The sun, which it does have a baby on horseback. And we have the image of, oh, I don't know who it is, in a circle, image of a man. Oh, I think it's in some medical textbooks or something along those lines, but maybe if I hold it up more, you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here. Maybe you've seen the symbol before. I just can't remember what it's called. Okay, and then we have judgment. Please excuse if you can hear my Chihuahua snoring, as per usual in most of my videos. And then we have the world. Now it's interesting in this one, it's almost like looking at this person through an x-ray. All the bones can be seen. And I really can't tell you what a lot of the other stuff is. Pretty sure the book probably gives a good idea, but all right, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. And as you see, they are Rider-Waite-Smith based, but they're also medically based. You can see that he has a wrapped up leg. Four of Pentacles. This is kind of typical of the, image of kind of like hoarding, where he's standing on the coins and holding a coin, has the coin behind his head, but then there's other bits of imagery, and he looks kind of emaciated, like he hasn't eaten in quite a while. Five of Pentacles. And again, this is somewhat graphic in this particular case with the five. If this is considered a stained glass window like the church would be in the RWS, we have a locked door. They cannot get in. And we have someone here getting food out of garbage cans. We have somebody burning books to stay warm. And what does that book say? Numna. Nimna. Oh, hymnal. Oh, okay. They're burning a hymnal, and then there's a book with a cross on it there. So again, a lot of different meanings. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Let's see what's on these bottles. Okay, so on the computer it says WebMed. On the one of the bottles on top it says Tummy Aid, Natracure, Dr. OTC Special, 123 Medicine, Be Your Own Doctor, Easy Self-Diagnosis, Home Care, Heal Yourself book. Okay. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Now we haven't looked at the courts. I want to see how the court cards read. So we have the Page of Pentacles here, so we're going to do that. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. Traditional interpretation, new possibilities with lacking support. Enchanting youth, enchanted with life. Enjoys the finer things in life and pleasure. Specific body imbalances. Focal point of health issues is the neck. You may love luxuries, but it's time to watch your finances right now. Don't spend more than you have. Now is not the time to make a major lifestyle change. You don't have the resources to succeed. Watch out for the after effects of indulging in too much pleasure. Don't let your insecurities guide you. Take the time to gather the information and support you need before acting. The slow and steady pace is best. Reversed health meaning you feel deprived, unsuccessful, and are frustrated with how little others are supporting you in your health efforts right now. It feels as though you will never achieve your purposes. It's time to pause and reevaluate the part you are playing in the situation. Are you being a bit premature or immature in your approach? Do you think you can avoid the harsher realities of life? Are you allowing your own insecurities to make you bitter as you cannot make the world fit your time schedule? Conversely, are you assuming that others understand and should support you without clear communication on the topic? So that's what we get with the court cards. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, that's kind of gross. We've got the medical symbol here, and it looks like the intestines are all spilling out. So yes, if you're not one for liking graphic, it's probably not the deck for you. Queen of Pentacles. This is all kinds of hands working on her hair, it looks like. Here's her head and neck. King of Pentacles. Now to look at this, since the King of Pentacles is very wealthy, has everything he needs, but by the time he finally reached that point, since this is the slowest suit, this is how he looks. Kind of what I got out of that. All right, Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Okay, and again, we haven't done one of these yet. So let us see how these read with the minors. All right, so we're on the Three of Wands. We have key phrase, established strength. Now this is traditional interpretation. Sun, the sun in Aries is the Emperor. You hold a power and control in the current situation like a king rules his country. Leadership is handed to you, so wield it nobly and justly. Watch out for family or group dissension. Well, that's what they're getting out of the Three of Wands here for traditional. Upright health meaning, if well aspected, this card suggests that you rule your body like a beneficent ruler, even though your body occasionally bucks the relationship and wants to do things its own way. You have the ability to shape your body into whatever you like. If you desire a change, all you need to do is act now. Passionate zest for life will help your body enjoy the changes you enforce upon it. If poorly aspected, others may not agree with you right now. You will need to defend and assert yourself to maintain your position. Watch out for problems with the head and face like headaches, strokes, eye problems, inflammation, acne, disfigurements, or hair loss. Be careful to keep your blood pressure under control. Focus on stretching your muscles. Notice how they have the word stretching all stretched out. Before and after exercise to avoid muscle strain and injury right now. Reversed health meaning, your greatest challenge is the tedium and repetition of healthy habits. Insert some new ideas into your wellness regime. Add some competition. Spend a little more money on your health. Or try a new workout. Be careful of starting without ample planning, however, as you have a tendency to fall back into old habits rather than stick with the changes. So there's actually quite a lot that goes with each of these cards. Okay, so Four of Wands. And as always, as I do with all of my walkthroughs, I will do a shuffle up of the cards and I will ask Sakeina, my spirit guide, what she thinks of this deck. Five of Wands. It won't be a medical reading because I think that would take a lot of practice and a lot of the book. So that's why I say this is probably for individual work, unless you have a photographic memory. I'm going to look and see what's on this can. Ah, Viagra. Okay, so Five of Wands here. Now that makes sense, I guess, and we're not going to mention what the wands actually look like. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. And to some degree, it's probably almost a blessing that they're so busy in most cases. Eight of Wands. And here we have, like in the tortoise and the hare, we have the rabbit. Nine of Wands. Ten of Wands. Let's see what's on these books. Now we have somebody over here with the Ten of Wands, like your typical RWS look, but here we have the boy carrying all this stuff. So I imagine it's a burden for him too. Let's see, we have achieve your goals. We have perfect health, anti-depression medication, sugar, and as you can see, he's got a pizza on there. So you can take some guesses as to what that might be about. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. King of Wands. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, Four of Cups. Now, interestingly, in this one, there's people in these cups, it looks like. And he's really shrugged back in there like he's so intimidated by what he's seeing, like there's too much. Five of Cups. Another very busy card. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. See if I can read some of these choices here. In the bottle it says poison. There's cards in this cup, and one says Jane, MC something there. So that's all I can really read. Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. Ten of Cups. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. And now with these, the only thing that I can think of is perhaps they are showing that maybe the Page of Cups is about the groin area. The Knight of Cups might be feet. Now I'm guessing, okay? Queen of Cups may be the chest. And King of Cups, perhaps the belly. Just guessing there. All right, so the last suit here is the sword. So we have the Ace of Swords, and as you can see, we have a brain on this sword. Two of Swords. What's that say up there? International Monetary Fund. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. Ten of Swords. Looks like there's something written on the swords. We have infatuation, appearance, gossip, image, siblings, twin organs, truth, ruin, nerves, failing senses. Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, and King of Swords. Okay, so that is a very different deck for sure. Hope you're enjoying the difference here. But I'm going to go off camera here now, or shortly here. First, we're going to attempt to shuffle these cards. Now, as you can see, the card stock itself, I'm trying to get this up here a little further so you can see better without completely warping my image. All right, so I've only had this out of the box for a day or so, and you can see that it has a bit of a bow to it. So not the best of, as I said, not the best of card stock. It is snappy, but it feels very plasticky in comparison to a lot of decks that I have. So we are going to attempt a shuffle here. I've not tried this yet. They're tall. They seem to be a bit tall for my hands. Now listen, can you hear that? Okay, I'm able to, well, they did a riffle shuffle very nicely. Try that again. Now listen to it. It has interesting sounds. Okay, so again, I don't know if Schiffer still does cards. I'm assuming they do, and if they've kind of, leveled up their game with them, but these definitely have a lot to be left desired for cards that feel good. And, maybe eventually they'll be broken in, I guess you could say, and feel a little bit better. But for now, they're quite sticky, and except for the shuffle, I'm telling you, they have a great shuffle. See what the side shuffle is like. Oh, I'm trying to get them back. They don't want to do that. So side shuffle wise, they're a little sticky again. Oh, yeah, they're sticky. So that is how I get my cards from Sakeina. So when I come back and make sure that they're all shuffled really well, we may have a bit of speeding up in some of the areas if she can toss me out some cards. I may actually have to just split and go. And yeah, I think that's probably what I'll have to do. All right, so I'll be back in just a few minutes after I've shuffled really well. Okay, so what I did find out is between each shuffle, you need to make sure that everything is super flat. Otherwise, you can't shuffle them again until you in the riffle shuffle manner. So since I've done this, I'm just going to do this, and we will lay out 4 cards here, not upside down. I don't do reverse, so I've got everything upside down. All right, so what we have here is the 10 of Wands. And I think, now again, this is Sakeina's take on this deck, and it might help if you could see them. All right, sorry about that. All right, so, and it might take me a bit with these, a bit longer than it would probably with another deck, but in general, 10 of Wands is a burden card, or also a card of completion, okay? But in this case, I feel like this, unless this is something that you are really, really wanting to learn, okay, about and work with your health, work with healing, it's going to be a very burdensome deck. maybe because of all the information that there is what I'm getting. I mean, we've got the Seven of Cups. There's a lot going on in this book here. So much going on because she's covered a lot of aspects in a very small book with very small writing. But she says if you're, adventurous and you really want to put your mind to it, it could be an amazing journey. It could give you a lot of power over an understanding of your body. But you got to get past this part first, feeling like there's so much. How am I going to learn all of this stuff? And it is a matter of putting your mind to it and allowing yourself to absorb the information. There's no lack of very informed knowledge in this book. Juno Lucina learned a lot of what she learned from, and I can't remember who she studied under, but it wasn't just anyone, or they were masters, if I remember correctly. She studied under a lot of masters, so she's got a great deal of knowledge in her mind, okay? So, Sakeina is just letting us know that for those who can get past that and are willing to really put their mind into something and really work to explore, it could be very worthwhile. And bottom of the deck is Queen of Pentacles here. And I feel like this is just saying this is an opportunity to slowly learn how to nurture and care for yourself. And it is a deck, according to her, that is good for that. And it is a deck that is good for helping you gain control and understanding of your health. But it will be a slow process. in essence, a slow process. I mean, she has a lot of strands of hair. Think of the strands of hair and the amount of bones and muscles and organs and so on, arteries and so on that we have in our bodies, and how much that would take to learn. And there's a lot of it in this book that comes with these cards. So that's what Sakeina's take is on this deck. I'm going to split the deck one more time and ask her if she likes the deck. So here we go. We're going to, you know what? I'll shuffle it one more time just because. Just because. They're kind of hard to put back together. As they get used, they'll get easier. All right, so I'm going to split the deck here. Just pull one card off the top. See what she thinks of the deck. Seven of Wands. Does she like the deck? Well, I think she's saying here that it is one worth defending. It is a deck worth defending, in that for somebody who's really passionate about learning it, it's going to be very much worthwhile for them. Other people may not be able to understand it as easily, and it could be quite daunting. So I think she's saying she likes the deck. It is worth defending, worth the time, and will certainly give some insight, even if it's just basically first aid to some degree, even a small amount of healing or insight into the body. So yes, she says it's worth defending, but she's not really saying that she likes it or doesn't like it, but it is worth defending. All right, everybody, there you have it. A very interestingly different deck. I didn't find much on YouTube about this deck, so that makes it even more interesting, I think, to share. So I hope you made it through this video, and until next time, take care.